This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather, ho there, Chef Cardone, and welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. And the birthday boy for today, November the 17th, is a star player for the Washington Bullets. Well, now called the Washington Wizards. This guy was a fantastic player for the Houston Cougars in the NCAA and one of the main rivals of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in his college days at UCLA. He's one of the best power forwards in history. He actually is third all-time in minutes played by the NBA history with 50,000. And in 16 years, he only missed 9 games. He's in the Basketball Hall of Fame and part of the 50th and 75th anniversary teams, which is amazing. He is the Big E, Elvin Hayes. Elvin Hayes is now 77 years old. He was born in Rayville, Louisiana, and went to college for the University of Houston Cougars. Getting to the quarterfinals, the Elite Eight, if you will, we were losing to Oregon State in the 1966 NCAA tournament. Hayes would lead Houston to the Final Four in 1967. Unfortunately, they lost in the semis to UCLA, which had, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. However, Hayes' 24 rebounds in one game, in a Final Four game, actually is only second to Bill Russell's 27 for San Francisco. But one of the biggest things about Elvin Hayes in his career was in his final season with the Cougars. He and his Houston Cougars faced Lou Alcindor, well, the former name of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and the UCLA Bruins in a nationally televised regular season college basketball game, the first ever. And the creepy thing, it was in front of 52,000 fans at the Astrodome. Like the Astrodome, how can you have a college basketball game in the middle of the Astrodome? However, Hayes and Alcindor had a battle royale for the ages, and the late Dick Enberg did the play-by-play of that for the TVS thing. Hayes would put up 39 points and 15 rebounds, held Alcindor to only 15 points, and Houston beat UCLA in what was called the game of the century, and snapped the UCLA Bruins' 47-game winning streak. There would be a rematch in the 1968 basketball tournament. In the Final Four, UCLA crushed Houston 101-69. John Wooden got the Bruins to play a triangle zone defense with Alcindor playing behind Hayes and then Lynn Shackelford fronting him. Hayes was only given 10 points. However, Hayes helped Houston out in each of his 3 seasons with the high scoring and all that. He still has the most rebounds in NCAA tournament history at 222, which is amazing and all that. His number 44 is retired by the Houston Cougars. Why wouldn't it be? Anyway, he was actually picked in both the ABA and NBA drafts at number 1. The NBA draft by the San Diego Rockets. Now, let's not forget, the Rockets haven't played all their career in Houston. They started in San Diego. And the ABA had a Houston team, the Houston Mavericks, which was funny because, Houston was soon to the Rockets. Hayes would join San Diego and go to the NBA in 1968 and helped and shockingly led the NBA in scoring with 28 points per game. He led the NBA in scoring, and he was just a freaking rookie. Obviously, he was named the all-rookie team and all that. And he is the last rookie to lead the NBA in scoring average. Not Allen Iverson, not even MJ. Elvin Hayes. So anyway, in Hayes' second season, he actually led the NBA in rebounding, becoming the first guy not named Bill Russell or even Will Chamberlain to lead the league since 1957. Took like 13 years all that. In Hayes' third season, he put up 28.7 points per game. That didn't lead the NBA, which is strange because, he led the NBA in scoring in his first year with 28.4. The San Diego Rockets would move to Houston, which actually led Elvin Hayes to believe he could play in the city of his college triumphs. Unfortunately, he only lasted 1 season in Houston as a member of the Houston Rockets. He would be traded away to Baltimore for Jack Marin. However, Hayes would lead the Bullets to a decent first-round series against the New York Knicks, which lost in 7 games. Baltimore did get to the NBA final, but that was 1971 after Elvin Hayes, before Elvin Hayes came in. So anyway, Hayes would actually help out the Bullets. Once they moved from Baltimore to Washington, become the Washington Bullets, he and Wes Unseld, another good player, got Washington to 3 NBA championships in 75, 78, and 79. 75, they lost in 4 straight to the shocking Golden State Warriors with Rick Barry on them. 78, they shocked themselves by going to the NBA title over Seattle. Seattle in 79 would get the revenge on Washington and win the title. But anyway, Washington, the only time that the franchise won the NBA title was 1978, and Hayes would average 21 points per game in 21 playoff games. Of course, it didn't hurt that Bob Dandridge came in the series too. In fact, Hayes set an NBA record for most offensive rebounds in a finals game with 11 against the Sonics, but that was in the 79 playoffs that they lost the final. But anyway, yeah, that's amazing. So after a few years, he wanted to go back to Houston. So the Bullets obliged, sending him to Houston for 2 second-round picks in 1981. Hayes, after finishing his NBA career, went to the University of Houston to finish his undergraduate degree. He would actually become a sheriff's deputy in Liberty County, Texas in 2007 and would analyze the Houston Cougars games. I'm just reading the notes, and it says that Hayes will have his number 44 retired by the Rockets tomorrow. Like, literally tomorrow, he'll have his number 44 retired. Wow, good job. So for Houston, I can't remember. Is it their 5th retired number? That would be their 7th retired number. They retired number 11 for Yao Ming, 22 for Clyde to Glide, 23 for Calvin Murphy, the great guy from Niagara. Moses Malone's number 24 has been retired. Hakeem's 34 has been retired. And Rudy Tomjanovich is 45. But now they'll have a 7th retired number coming up soon, and that's Elvin Hayes. Elvin Hayes played over 1,300 games between his time with the Rockets and Bullets franchise, registering 27,313 points, which is 11th all time, and shockingly, his 16,279 rebounds are 4th all time in NBA history. 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. He is still the all-time leading scorer for the Bullets franchise / Wizards franchise. And the funny thing is, Hayes never missed more than 2 games in any of his 16 seasons. So he played all but 1, all but 2, or all the games in a season. Holy crow. He won the scoring title in 68, the rebounding title in 70 and 74, went to 12 straight All-Star games, and actually had 50,000 regular season minutes to the minute, like right to that number. In 1990, he was named to the Hall of Fame. In 96, he was named one of the 50 greatest players, and in 2021, he's part of the 75th, one of the 75 greatest players of all time. He actually boycotted the Hall of Fame because he wanted Guy Lewis, his University of Houston coach, to be admitted. And so he did. So yeah, 1976 was the only season in which he missed multiple games. He missed 2. No load management for this guy. Like, 8 times he actually played all 82 games. 5 times with the Rockets franchise and 3 times with the Bullets franchise. 21 points per game, 12.5 rebounds per game on average. In the playoffs, he won the title in 78, getting to 2 more finals in 75 and 79. 96 playoff games, 22.9 points per game, 13 rebounds per game. This guy is very, very underrated. If you can only hear about Elvin Hayes' thing. Okay, yes, he did well for Houston in college. But, like, this guy actually did better in NBA than I thought. Serves me right. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.